Hello, hi, I'm Amy, and I'm the founder and director of Mental Health Collective, which is the home of Kindness by Post. I wanted to tell you a little bit about our co-director roles that we've got available. We're hoping to recruit a team of co-directors who can take on Kindness by Post and lead it into its next chapter, its next adventure. It is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful thing, and we're really excited for whoever it is that gets to take it on. So how Kindness by Post works is we invite people from all across the UK to sign up to send a card or a letter with a message of goodwill to someone they don't know, and then have someone allocated to send a card to them. Then we match people up at random, and they can log in to collect an address for someone they're sending a card to, and then all these cards start pinging across different parts of the country. I've got some of my cards saved up here from across the from over the years. People send, just the most beautiful things, like lovely handmade, really thoughtful messages. And I'm not the only one who keeps them. Like they often we find our participants keep them and refer back to them and have them to keep for their bad days, or we hear stories of them keeping them on desks or by their nightstand or whatever to look at. And the word I would describe it with is just magic. There's an element of magic which happens where, because of the number of people we've got taking part, every single time a message lands through somebody's door on a certain day that was just what they needed to hear at that time. And it's remarkable how often we hear people come to us and say, that was the message I needed to hear, like in my darkest hour, and it was a bit uncanny, and it just kind of caught me off guard and resonated that stranger could bring me what I needed at that time. I think both the sending and receiving can be really powerful for people, for people who are feeling quite low and struggling with their mental health, to have that opportunity to do something for somebody else can be really good for self-esteem, help them feel they're not useless, that they've got something that, the world isn't better off without them. They're able to offer something to somebody else that's really powerful. But often there's something really extraordinary that happens just when you open out that opportunity for people, and it's a real privilege and a joy to see the cards circulate on social media. Those odd occasions where the person who sent the card spots the person who's received it has shared the picture and said what it meant to them. There's all sorts of extraordinary things that happen when you open up that opportunity, and so to be the person who's created that opportunity, which is what the co-directors would be, there's nothing quite like it. How do you do it? Well, it is easy when you know how, basically, and when you've got the right tools in front of you. So we have built a tech platform it's sort of like a wave machine in a way for creating waves of loveliness across the UK. So we've built an IT platform which allows you to have registrations, and there's no ceiling to how many registrations we can have. It's very much a more the merrier project. And then it matches people up, so everyone's got someone to send and someone allocated to send to them. And then it allows us to do our backup system as well, where we run a second round of card sending, attempting to make sure nobody's left out. And by the end of an exchange, usually about 97% of people have received cards themselves, which is really good. There are certain things that happen on different days during the exchange, so we plan our timetable quite carefully so that we're sending the right messages to the right people at the right time, and keeping things organised. It takes a couple of hours maybe to set up the exchange at the beginning, and then to do the things that need to be done on different days. Typically you're talking about maybe 20 minutes, even 10 minutes here and there, once you know what you're doing. And we've got very clear written instructions which you can follow, and I'll be offering training as well to people to support them as they get their feet under the table. You need to be a bit confident with technology, but you do not need to be able to code. You do not to be like, you don't have to be like an IT person exactly, or like a technology specialist in order to do this job. You need a kind of can-do attitude and a care, and also kind of being reliable to do certain jobs on different days is important. But it really is like easy when you know how. And the communication side of Kindness by Post is really lovely and interesting. There's room for some creativity, so we always have themes for the different exchanges. Like typically we do 4 a year, kind of one for spring, summer, autumn and winter, and we've used those occasions to kind of give people some inspiration, and so people's imaginations running on what they could say in their cards. But there's, you know, in terms of making the artwork and setting up the you know, doing the writing around it, there's definitely scope for communications and creativity there. We've often had success like with press releases and outreach. Like we've had lots of stories in newspapers like the Evening Standard and the Metro, and we've also been invited onto radio shows, lots of BBC radio shows. And even there was a feature on us on Channel 5 News at one time. Like there's something that seems to capture people's imagination about the initiative, and we've even had like celebrities and influencers kind of take part and then take it upon themselves to give us a shout out on social media. So that's a kind of a really lovely and surprising thing that has been an opportunity for us, and I think it's often been the case that the community of people who take part will often kind of invite friends, and yeah, there's something really lovely in spreading the word about the project, and it's nice that we can genuinely invite as many people as we like, and we don't have to worry about the like financial implications of that really. So our costs, we run by volunteers, but our costs are basically around IT subscriptions, which are fairly low. We're talking about hundreds of pounds rather than thousands of pounds in terms of the money that's needed to keep the initiative going. And typically we've been able to raise that through donations from each of the exchanges, and we've got enough money in the kitty to keep people going as far as overheads goes for the next 12 months. So that's always good, isn't it? In terms of who you might be as a potential co-director, I think you'd be someone who's passionate about Kindness by Post and mental health, and really get the initiative and why exchanging kindness between people has meaning and significance, and understand the magic a little bit. It would definitely be a side project for you. You might have other work, or you might be freelancing, or you might maybe have caring responsibilities, have kids, or even be retired and looking for an extra side project, an extra thing to enrich your life and do something really beautiful that enables this nationwide wave of loveliness to happen. It does feel extraordinary to be the person who makes something like that happen, and yeah, if you're looking for a kind of challenge which is a bit of an adventure where you're unleashing something and allowing people to step into it, it's a really special thing to do. I think your life will be quite stable, and you'll be able to predict things well enough to know that you'll be able to do certain things on certain days. But you'll also be someone who's got a sense of adventure and a sense of the possibilities that something like this can bring. Yeah, but we'd love to hear from you. Thank you.